everybody, it's Susan, and I am coming to you live from a cemetery. I decided that even though I am out of state and kind of impaired as far as making videos, this is Women in Horror Month. Happy February Women in Horror Month to everyone, and to all of my fellow women horror YouTubers as well. I wanted to highlight some women in horror and also kind of do a little channel update, vlog thing, mixture, whatever. Consider this your video gumbo. And I just made a gumbo reference even though I'm a vegetarian, whatever, it's fine. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I decided that I would take you guys through Starbucks with me because I haven't been through Starbucks with you guys in a while, and you know I still go to Starbucks every day that is humanly possible. So that is what I'm going to do now.
Starbucks, we're going to start for you today. So a hot grande, non-fat caramel macchiato, and a veggie ice water?
Yes, please. Okay, you guys, so I apologize for this camera angle, but since I am not at home and I don't have my car, I also don't have my window mount for my cell phone. So this will have to do for right now, but I just successfully went through Starbucks and I got a caramel macchiato. I have many drinks at Starbucks that I like to drink, especially when it's really cold like it has been here. I love this one. It's kind of my go-to drink. It has been really insanely cold. It's not as cold today, but I'm not used to this, you know? So let's give this a taste and see if it's any good. It's not the greatest, to be honest. You know, I always dread the first sip because sometimes it's fabulous and I get so excited, and sometimes it tastes terrible, and then and this is somewhere in between. So let me just swirl it for a second. It's just not very good, guys. I think I'm gonna take it back. Okay, you guys, so I did have to take my coffee back in. They were having a problem with the way the shots were running. They were running too fast, so basically you weren't getting any coffee flavor. So I did end up changing my drink to something that I have tried before. I don't know if you guys have or not, but it is the blonde espresso. And I got this in a vanilla latte, and they do put fewer pumps of sweetener into any drink made with blonde espresso because it is more smooth and a little bit more sweet, but it's not too sweet. I don't like really sweet drinks. I just don't. So I do recommend this if you like something that's smooth and sweet but not super sweet. I like it. I was a little sketched out by it at first. I'm like, blonde espresso, I don't know, but I like it. And then, of course, I got my backup water. And, you know, hydration, hydration, hydration. Hydration, hydration, hydration. Please, if you are like me and you drink a lot of coffee, please counter that with a lot of coffee. I mean, counter it with a lot of coffee. Counter it with a lot of water, because it is healthy to stay hydrated, and coffee is dehydrating. And I am just looking like a hot mess today. Anyway, you guys, I wanted to highlight some women in horror that I admire, appreciate, and respect, because it is Women in Horror Month. This will include not just people who are actors or directors, that sort of thing, but also my fellow horror YouTubers who are female as well. Stay tuned for that. I am going to be putting that up very shortly. I also wanted to let you know that my bestie Richie has a brand new line of voodoo dolls that have just launched for Valentine's Day, and they are completely adorable. I will insert a photo right here. And if you want to go and pick one up, he has been so kind as to give me a discount code for all of my viewers. So you can use this discount code and you can purchase them for yourself, purchase them for your friends, purchase them because you're mad, purchase them because you're happy. But
whatever you do, as long as you don't use them on me, we're good, okay? So that is the caveat. If you want to find out about this from my channel and use my discount code, you are not allowed to use the voodoo doll on me. All right.
Okay, you guys, so I will talk to you again soon. I will put that discount code right here and also in the description box as well, along with a link that you can go and check them out and snag some for yourself and your friends for Valentine's Day or anti-Valentine's Day. Or my bloody Valentine. I have a lot of creepy stories that I wanted to do. I am currently sitting at a Starbucks that is on a road where I had a really creepy experience. And this has been years ago. This has been before I moved to LA. So I would say this is probably like 12 years ago. 12 years ago, a friend of mine and I were going out, hanging out late at night. We're like, okay, going for a drive. And, you know, you hit the Taco Bell, things like that when you live in an area where there's not a whole lot to do after hours. So we hit the Taco Bell. We're driving down this road. It's all a wooded area, all of it. All of it, completely wooded area. And as we're driving, and I'm driving and she's in the passenger seat, as we're driving, all I can say is, you know, it's a huge, huge, huge wooded area. And there's no personal property on it or anything like that. It's all wooded area. But it's not out in the country, if that makes sense. So it's in the city, but it's all wooded, undeveloped area. And there was an old woman who owned all of that land. There was a big house, like a big mansion that sat way back in on it. Suffice to say that currently, flash forward, the woman passed away, the land, I don't know who ended up owning it, but it has all been raised and then built up on. So it is all now a corporate area. But at the time, what is going on with my hair? But at the time, this was all a wooded area, and we're driving down the road at, I want to say, somewhere between maybe 2 a.m., I don't know, between 1 and 3, we'll put it like that, somewhere in there probably. And we're driving down the road and there's not another car on the road, and all of a sudden we see this, and I say we, which is really important.
Because I know, contrary to possible public opinion, I'm not that crazy.
We see this white, flowing, transparent apparition fly right over the windshield in front of the car, right here. And as I'm driving, I scream, I slam the brakes, and then both of us turn and look at each other and start screaming, did you see that? Did you see that? I mean, like, did you see that? You know, crazy screaming. And at that point, I knew that I had not lost my mind, but that we were actually seeing something abnormal. And of course, I went through everything in my mind as to what it could be: a bird, a deer, trying to jump over the car, you know, all of these things. And both of us discussed it, told some other people at the time, and asked opinions. And we have come to the conclusion that it was more than likely some sort of ghost. All I can tell you is I have never actually seen an apparition prior to that or since then. I have seen something happen, which is for another Paranormal Storytime video, but I have not actually seen any other apparitions prior to or since this incident, and neither has she. And it was extremely crazy and intense at the time, and I wish that I could illustrate it for you, but literally when you watch a movie with CGI that has that flowing white sheet Casper type of apparition that is transparent and flowing and almost kind of glowingly white, that is what we saw. And it was big, and it flew right across the front windshield of the car in the middle of the night, in the middle of essentially nowhere because it's all a wooded area. So after this happens, we're both a little shaken. Like I said, we told a few other people and asked opinions and whatnot. And then we just kind of put it away in our memory bank. But we bring it up repeatedly over the years. It always comes back up. We always bring it back up. And, you know, I still to this day wonder what the deal was with that. And now that that land has all been developed on, I'm like,
if there were ghosts, what do they do? Are they like haunting the Starbucks here? What, you know?
Where do they go? Where do the ghosts go when you take away all their land? I just, you know, it really has bothered me for all of these years because it was just such an isolated and very, very intense event. And I still just can't figure it out. And I like to figure things out. You know, I watch a lot of investigation discovery, like Detective Susan right here, okay? No doubt. Joe Kenda. Does anybody else watch Joe Kenda? I'm obsessed with that show. So comment down below if you love Joe Kenda like I do. Anyway, if you're obsessed with Joe Kenda like I am and you watch the show, comment down below. Please let me know. Let's discuss. I digress. So it has just really kind of thrown me for a loop and bothered me ever since then. Wish I could figure it out. Now, the other weird part of this story is that less than a year later, they did an article in the paper and were talking about how haunted that specific area was and that people had seen, heard, experienced all kinds of different things there. So I felt validation, but more importantly, I had immediate validation in the fact that my friends saw it too. And I know for a lot of people, if they have an experience, you know, if they're the only one and they're alone, you know, you would probably question, or at least I know I would have questioned, did I really see that? You know, am I not thinking straight, or was it just something stupid that could be explained and I'm not noticing that? So, you know, we both saw it and discussed it and knew that it was strange and out of the ordinary and kind of unexplainable. So anyway, I know it's a little uneventful. I wish I had some graphics or some photos to throw in. If I can find anything, because Google is my friend, I will put that in here.
It was hard to find photos of the road prior to all of the construction and development, but it was a long way, several miles of nothing but wooded area. Think Friday the 13th.
But yeah, that's a little bonus paranormal story time for you. And I know I did one paranormal story time video. You can check that out if you want to. It's on my channel. And that was probably the scariest experience that I've had. And this was just the most intriguing or interesting. Like I want to know what caused it, sort of thing. And then, let's see. I've had a couple of other things that were a little more low-key, so I might throw those all in one video. I was inspired to bring that story up because I'm in that area currently, which is completely different now. And it's just very interesting to me, and I'll never forget that. So there you have it. The cemetery that I was in is very cool. It's very beautiful, laid back. It's a nice place to walk. Not when it's 30 degrees and below though, okay? And it has one section of it that has a lot of really old graves that are very interesting and beautiful, and you know, you wonder people's stories and things like that. And so I tried to get a little bit of footage of that. You really can't tell though, honestly, like my footage does not do it justice. It's a really big place and it's beautiful. So I wanted to put that in here too. So for Women in Horror Month, obviously I'm going to be highlighting some of my favorites. My girl Elvira, Cassandra Peterson, obviously. You guys knew she would be in there, obviously. And Jamie Lee Curtis, my #1 Scream Queen. But I'm going to highlight a lot of other women in horror that I really do admire and respect and enjoy their work, beyond the ones that you're going to expect from me. So stay tuned for that. But because of the situation and that it's a little bit harder for me to do videos while I'm out of state, I might just have to put some footage or some photos and do voiceover, so bear with me. But once I get back home, I will be able to do better videos from now on, you guys. I got a MacBook Air, so I'm going to be able to use full versions of editing programs and possibly actually have better content. So yay! Okay, I guess that's enough because I'm just going to ramble because that's what I do and that's my life right now. And I will talk to you guys later. Also, please, a note, please go and check out the Save HorrorTube playlist. I will link that in the description box below. My channel and many others are still in peril, and we'll lose our YouTube partner program privileges, which includes monetization, but also that suggested and recommended section, which is where I have gotten a lot of my views. So that does worry me. So if you guys could be so kind as to go on, check out the Save HorrorTube playlist, find some different horror YouTubers that you had never known before, and check out their channels. See if there are videos that you enjoy. Subscribe to their channels if so. Give some watch time to everybody. There are a lot of small horror YouTubers that are doing amazing things, and it's really, you know, a passion project for them. And I hate to see them lose privileges that big YouTubers that really just don't care and couldn't be bothered and are doing it for a quick cash grab are allowed to have. So that's basically where I'm at with that. I know everyone has differing views on that, and it is not just affecting horror YouTubers. It is affecting all small YouTubers across the platform. But here is the thing. YouTube does seem to recently be acting like horror is kind of a dirty word. If you use horror in your tag or your title, all of a sudden you're just demonetized regardless. And it is kind of, you know, a kick in the stomach as far as our content is concerned, because it's not about the money, it's about the principle of the thing. That, you know, there are terrible YouTubers, albeit they have big numbers, and they're doing horrible things and terrible content, and they're making money off of it. But someone that's a smaller YouTuber that would use that $50 or that $100 or whatever to put it back into equipment and put it back into things for their channel and really appreciate it and get excited about it, they're not allowed. And that's where I have a problem. You know, it's like root for the underdog. Come on. So anyway, if you would be so kind, please check that playlist in the description box below and give some support to other small YouTubers out there. And I will see you guys on the next video. Again, I thank you so much for sticking by me through all of this crap. Oh my God. I have had just so many things happen, and I'm really hoping that things will turn around. I'm trying to have faith that it will. So I just really appreciate all of the support and all the well wishes and all the love that I've gotten from you guys. It really has helped a lot. It really immensely helps. And I can't say thank you enough. So thanks, you guys. Hey everybody, it's Susan, and I am coming to you still from the frozen Midwest. So once again, we have the lovely car setting. Just wanted to do this video really quickly because this is February, and that is Women in Horror Month. And there are so many wonderful, fabulous women in the horror genre and in the industry that I wanted to highlight that. And no better way to do that than Nightmare Maven's Women in Horror tag. So I wanted to go ahead and do this. I also saw Queenie's video. I will link everybody in the description box below. Please go and watch their channels, subscribe, follow them if you don't. They're both amazing women. So shout out to them as two fabulous women in horror as well. I'm going to obviously have to edit the questions in afterwards because I'm using everything with my phone right now. So all of the questions are in my phone, so I can't film my live question section. So bear with me. I'll be able to do things normally once I get home. First question is, favorite woman horror director? Okay, so for this question, it's actually two directors.
It is Jen and Sylvia Soska.
I absolutely love them. I have met them numerous times. They are very, very sweet. I was also able to attend the premiere of their movie Vendetta, which was amazing. They are fabulous. They're great people. They are so talented and creative and inspiring. I really like their stuff. I really enjoy their stuff, and they have such a good attitude about everything as well. Especially being in this industry, it's you know, it's hard to have anything to do with the entertainment industry and remain grounded and kind and humble and all of those things. So, you know, I respect them on many different levels. So they are definitely my favorite directors. They know how to kill it. I mean, yeah, I did that. Second question is...
Favorite Scream Queen?
As Nightmare Maven said in her video, albeit about a different Scream Queen, the answer to everything for me is Jamie Lee Curtis. She is my ultimate Scream Queen. Absolutely. Now, keeping in mind, a lot of you will say, what about Elvira? Susan, you love Elvira. She's your favorite. Absolutely she is. But I kind of look at her in a different light. She's kind of, you know, she's kind of the queen of all things horror, Halloween, and spooky fun. So I kind of look at her in a little bit different light as Jamie Lee Curtis being, you know, the final girl in numerous films and that sort of thing. So obviously, favorite Scream Queen, Jamie Lee Curtis. She is my girl. Absolutely love her. The third question is...
Favorite type of female horror character? My favorite type of female horror character is definitely the quiet, knowledgeable girl who turns into a badass and kind of rises up to fight evil and take it on head to head and isn't backing down and really owns her own power and knowledge and intelligence and her own kind of inner sexy at the same time. So some characters like that, obviously Laurie Strode, obviously Nancy Thompson in A Nightmare on Elm Street, and then I love Alice in A Nightmare on Elm Street as well. She kind of embodies that also.
Fourth question is...
Least favorite type of female horror character? I would have to say that my least favorite type of female horror character is probably any character that doesn't really own their own inner strength and power in the face of adversity. They just kind of crumble and freak out and they don't know what to do. Kind of like Wendy in The Shining. I mean, it's a great movie, but she was kind of annoying to me. And then, of course, the typical blonde bimbo, the brainless idiot, that sort of character.
Fifth question is...
Favorite female horror villain? I would have to say that my favorite female horror villain type would be the savvy, witty, conniving, determined type. Kind of like Tiffany from the Child's Play franchise. I think she's a good example of that. I'm also a fan of revenge villains or people that are avenging something done to themselves or someone else, although most could say that the true villain in Carrie is her mother. Most moviegoers obviously fear Carrie in the end. And then also Pamela Voorhees avenging her son's death due to negligent camp counselors. It's just an interesting reasoning, and it's not just something blind. The villain actually has a reason and a purpose that some people could possibly relate to.
Sixth question is...
Underrated female horror character.
An underrated female horror character that first comes to mind is the character of Samantha in The House of the Devil. I think that that character balances a good amount of youth and naivete with really realizing the underlying evil that was kind of permeating her situation and trying to figure out what to do about it and how to solve the situation and get out of it. So I think she was underrated in that. The seventh question is...
Favorite female horror writer? For favorite female horror writer, there are a lot. There are a lot of modern day, like Anne Rice, but Mary Shelley's Frankenstein really moved me, and it stays at the forefront of my mind for anything regarding horror writing. Shirley Jackson obviously is undeniably a great horror writer as well.
The 8th question is
favorite female horror YouTubers. For favorite female horror YouTubers, there are so many, and many of them I have come to know and become friends with, and all of their content is absolutely wonderful. They put a lot of time and effort and heart and soul into their channels, and I will link them all in the description box below. Please go and subscribe to them, watch their videos, you will not regret it.
The 9th question is
favorite female horror icon character. Okay, so obviously for favorite female horror icon or character, it is going to be Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Obviously, she is a huge inspiration. She is absolutely fantastic, and there's just nobody in the horror industry that can ever top her. And I feel like she has to have her own category because she is the queen of Halloween. And hopefully Elvira is the answer to your favorite horror icon or character as well.
Next, I wanted to let you guys know that my bestie Richie over at Drop Dead Beautiful Cosmetics has launched an amazing voodoo doll for anti-Valentine's Day. This little guy is so cute. I absolutely love him, and he has been so kind to, obviously, Avi, he has been so kind to give me a discount code for all of my viewers. So if you go to dropdeadbeautifulcosmetics.com, which I will link here and in the description box below, and enter the discount code HorrorGal10, all caps, HorrorGal10, I'll put that here and in the description box below as well, you will receive 10% off your entire order.
Now, there is one caveat, everybody. If you order, you are not allowed to use some on me, okay? There you go.
Have at it. He is adorable. Definitely super cute to add to your horror collection and your shelf, and he is limited edition. And then also for all of my makeup fans out there, special effects and otherwise, please go and follow him on his Instagram. I will link that in the description box below as well. He is an amazing makeup artist. Seriously a magician, so please check him out, follow him, and you will be amazed. And also, of course, check out everything else. He has a line of 3 new lip balms too, so makeup fanatics, you need to get on that. So I really wanted to definitely highlight that because he works very hard, he is extremely talented, and obviously is such a good person, or I would not be saying he's my bestie, right? So I really want to say I'm so excited that it is Women in Horror Month. That is a great tag, Vicky over at Nightmare Maven. Thank you so much. And to everybody else, I am officially tagging any of you who want to do this tag. If you do it, please let me know so that I can follow and share your answers, because I love watching tag videos. It's one of my favorite things because I like getting to know people's, opinions and their likes and dislikes, and it's just very interesting to me. So I really enjoyed doing this tag. I hope you enjoyed watching it and my answers, and I'm sorry that I have had to film them separately, but I'm trying here, people. I'm trying to do what I can. Also, please don't forget to go and check out the Save HorrorTube playlist. Watch it as much as you can. Check out the different channels. Subscribe to people. Watch their content. I know that you will find creators that you are really interested in and enjoying their content. Now, obviously, the Save HorrorTube playlist is for horror YouTubers, but obviously this new algorithm and situation affects all small YouTubers. So obviously support everyone. couple of people have mentioned that before I've said horror. Well, the only reason that I'm specifically highlighting horror is obviously because I'm a horror genre channel, but also for the simple fact that we have had it a little bit harder because we have words like horror and terror and, you know, things like that in our tags and our video titles, and we're automatically being demonetized and considered unacceptable content, when in fact most of our videos are fine for young people and everyone else. I mean, definitely better than Logan Paul's content. Anyway, so, you know, please go and support small YouTubers. I don't know that my channel is going to make it, you guys. I need so much more watch time because in being out of town more months than I was in town this last year, it negatively impacted, obviously, my ability to upload videos for people to even be able to watch more. So, but hopefully it'll get there eventually. I mean, I know there are a lot of perks and benefits as far as suggested and recommended videos, and that's basically more what I'm concerned with, because, you know, people can't watch your videos if they don't know you're there, and if nobody's watching them, why would we make them, right? I mean, it is for us to share with each other and try to bring some kind of content to the table, and it's like, now that I'm finally starting to try to have some time to be able to kick it off, you know, it's just kind of disheartening, that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for supporting me and all the other small YouTubers out there that are going through this and that have been affected. And please go and support Richie as well, because small businesses suffer the same situation as, you know, small channels. I mean, anybody who's trying to do something on their own is going to encounter a ton of obstacles. So, you know, help them out. And even through all of this, what's great is that the horror YouTube community has really come together as one, and we've really gotten to interact with each other on a daily basis more now and become closer, and I just think it's really sweet. So, especially with so many bad things going on in the world, it's just nice. And especially in the face of adversity with YouTube, it's nice to know that we're all there to help each other out. Thank you again, you guys. I will see you on the next video, and stay spooktacular.
And I will see you on the next video, and stay spooktacular.